In some breaking news, Virat Kohli has retired from Test cricket. It's official now. He requested it a couple of days ago from the BCCI, and they've granted him his wish, and now Virat Kohli has retired. Wow, it's an end of an era for Indian cricket. One that, well, Virat Kohli has had a great career, legend of the game. But it's had its up and downs. Virat, at one point, was in at the start of his career, was in magical form, and he was just like averaging around the 80s, I think, every year. But then the tough times came, and his technique was, it was coming under a lot of scrutiny. I think in a couple of tours of England as well. But recently, I mean, there has been a little bit of a lean patch, and I guess it was the right time for Virat to call it quits on his career. And look, it's bittersweet, I've got to admit. Virat wasn't the player that he was in the last couple of years, and I was kind of hoping for him to make a really good comeback. He looked pretty good last year in Perth there, but the technique flaws, I think, were too much for him, and it's just it's the right time to call quits. There's a new wave of Indian cricket that is happening right now, and there's all this talk of Shubman Gill and Rishabh Pant possibly being the Test captain, and with Rohit retired as well. I think we're entering a new era in Indian cricket. So it was a good call for Virat to do this. Definitely sad. He's one of my favourite players. He's still going to be playing one days, but we won't be seeing one day cricket for a while. So it is very sad that Virat Kohli has retired, and but it's his call, and he is. We've heard the rumours that he's going to be retiring and moving to England and with his family, and wish him all the best with that. But man, what a career, what a player. I don't think there'll be another Virat Kohli for Indian cricket for a long time. He was a once-in-a-lifetime player, Virat, and we'll definitely miss him. I mean, look, there's a lot of things that we can look to in terms of what has started this. Because this is not the way I expected Virat to end his career. I really, me like everyone else, was hoping for a fairy tale ending. Especially like. It's very hard that Indian cricketers usually don't get these fairy tale endings that the Australian cricketers get or the England cricketers get. We're usually always pushed out. Sachin being the only one that got that fairy tale ending, and I was hoping that Virat would have got that as well. And it's just it's sad. A player of his caliber, he's a legend of the game. I look up to him, and he's not going to get that. He's going to just quietly go. Into retirement, and that's his call. That's up to him. I believe what the word going around was that the BCCI wanted him to play the England tour, but it's not something he wanted to do. I feel, and it's I guess a lot of honest, introspective, looking inwards, seeing where he's at in his career. The flaws with his technique are pretty much well known over the last couple of years, but. I feel like it was time, but I didn't want to admit that it was time, and that's my I really did think that he was one of the greatest players of the game, and he really was. So it is sad, but I wish him all the best. He's still me playing one day cricket, same as Rohit, but it's a sad thing that Virat has gone, and this is just breaking right now, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of the headlines are going to be filled with this over the next couple of days. Virat going, I'm very sad, but such a cricketer. We'll definitely do a deep dive on his career and see all the great moments, because there was a lot. We can look into, I mean, I guess when he announced himself onto the stage, when his tour of Australia. That century in Hobart will always remember. A lot of great knocks. I think the greatest knock, though, and I'm sorry if this is recency bias, it would have to be that knock against Pakistan in the T20 World Cup in the MCG, that was just unreal. That was Virat at his best. He was just a fighter that, that I guess just never knew what giving up meant, because he just always was in that fight and he'd never give up and he'd take it to the end, and that's who Virat was. He was a competitor on the field. He was aggressive. A lot of the time, the media, especially the Aussie media, would misjudge him. He's not what the Aussie media thinks of him. He's had a fraught relationship with the Australian media as well. It's one that likes, they like to paint him as the villain of the summer every single time he comes down, but he's much more than that. He's a legend of the game. He's he's incredible. But it's a sad day in Indian cricket, but we'll see where it goes next.